Benny's adventure team, assemble! Oh. Oh. Or not. Oh, ow! Where did that come from?
Alright, like I said, I will be back. So here we go. Now I just gotta re-switch everything. So this happening here. You have this back. You can have that back. This one you already kept. And then damage? Who had what? I think Bennett had this already because of the health health.
Benny's adventure team, assemble! Oh. Oh. Or not.
Gee, 2 seconds.
Oh. Benny's adventure team, assemble!
Missed my comment. From the last stream, no. Like, I did say that I was still thinking while you were doing that. But if you'd like to put that comment down again, I'll be sure to give you my answer. Though I do know that it was about other like forms, and you mentioned I think like a grade ape as well.
Where did that come from?
Okay. Now that I have this team, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna make one condensed resin because that's pretty much all I can afford. Then I gotta do the Inazuma domain, and I can get this event started. I've already began Al Haytham's character story. I don't really need to do that on a stream. Oh yeah. I'm gonna like brain just froze there for a moment. But you said what other forms are gonna put in the game. I'm just thinking. Cause that is gonna take some time. Now it's not gonna be a bunch. I do know they're gonna add a couple, but I know it's not gonna be a bunch. I know that some of the stuff they're gonna want to save for season 3, which very likely based on everybody's wish list is probably gonna be Rose Goku Black. I mean, like their whole thing was a Zero Mortal plan, so it wouldn't make sense not to put him in there. Not even including the fact that the song that plays when you're trying to defend the Super Time Machine is very based off of the Dragon Ball Super soundtrack. In his particular arc, anyway. Questions on what they're gonna add season 2 besides Big Buck. I know they're gonna add a rated boss. Okay. Maybe a new map. I do know that we've talked about it a couple of times, but they're gonna try. But I get the feeling they're gonna try to merge the places that, like kind of like where you fought Great Ape Vegeta. They might have the pod landing where Raditz fought Piccolo and Goku. There might be the place where you fought there might be the place where the Z-Fighters fought Nappa as well. Heck, they might even throw in the place when Gohan went grade 8. OG Broly. He wanted to be an armor for sure, I already know. Why on earth did I do that?
The wind knows it.
Let's light it up!
Stay put! Go get him, you aggressive!
Clouds high. The birds call. One with nature.
Everybody stand! Time for a light show!
Don't be scared!
But yeah, Broly, like, he's gonna wind up being his, it's gonna be his base form for sure. Then, I'm thinking either Super Saiyan, or, it might, I'm trying to think, because there is two different versions, where he has yellow hair and where he has blue hair. The last one, of course, is gonna be Legendary Super Saiyan. And I had it in the bag. All I needed it to say was pyro damage bonus at the top. But even then, at the event it did, the substats aren't nearly what I want it to be. All of them suck. Making HP percentage, 2 flats, and a recharge. And this one sucks just as much. Meanwhile, this one over here has a 4-star is even better. Well, that's the one thing I hate in this game is how 4-star artifacts, in terms of substats and even main stats sometimes, are far superior than that of 5 stars. And that's why I've been doing domain runs for so long, because I'm trying to get the perfect one for Yoimiya for category 4. Because once I do that, then I no longer have to do this thing. I have all the artifacts from Mono, I just need her now. But yeah, OG Broly, like, see here, Paragus could be level 1. Paragus, Paragus could probably help him. Either two things. A, Paragus could probably help him, throughout level 1 through 3, and then when he gets legendary form, remember how he kind of like chucks him into space pretty much? Probably something along those lines, but he no longer needs him. Or, like you said, he could just be level 1. The other thing they could do is, it's like I want to say make him a survivor, but Paragus is not a weak person. But I do know, now the reason why I say it is because he did try to escape. Now, it wasn't through a time machine, but he tried to escape in his own little Saiyan pod. That's what Broly called him. Android 13 could be good for a Raider. If they add in Android, I think it's 14 and 15, I think it is. They add in 14, 15, 13, then Super Android 13. That one's going to be like the Android 13 one's going to be a little bit to think about. Though I do know that that one thing what the Rare's going to say is going to be a powerful attack. His is going to wind up being SS Deli Bomber. Either that or that might be a super or something like that where it has a longer cooldown because it tracks. The only thing is, I wouldn't know what his finishing animation would be. Because I know everybody's has something to do with what they actually did. Frieza doing the explosion thing because, you know, he blew up Krillin. You got Cell absorbing people because he absorbed the androids and even civilians. And then Boo just eats people. It's like, I want to try to think about something that the Saiyans would do. And I'm trying to think of something that Android 13 through 15 would do. This one has promise right here. It either has to give it attack percentage or crit rate. If it's either one of the two, then it's being kept, and then maybe buffed in the future. If it doesn't give any of those, then you know for sure it's going in the garbage bin very soon so they get a better artifact. Defense percentage? Yeah, you know that's going. Alright, I'll level up to 5 and then I'll find a better artifact in the future. Alright, but now that that's pretty much done, I can go over to... No, not this one. I gotta do this one. The special event thing is just on the phone. I can do that later. And it's not even that hard either. But that would make me question where, no, it felt like if 13 was a raider, he probably wouldn't have a new place that has to do with him. Now the reason why I say is because, like, for the most part they'll try to go for the bare minimum, and people will try to say that it's similar to the ice place. I think it's called like Green Coast or something. Like, because yeah, they pretty much like fall like the snow and everything. It's like that might be their closest thing. If they add raid boss, they could add Rudigar. Wait, raid boss.
There are leaves around.
If you're referring
And I
to
know just the tune to
Xenoverse,
accompany
most
them,
likely, it's
if you
about
wish to hear it.
Breakers. That one's a bit of a mixed bag. I wouldn't know how they would incorporate that. I don't think there is enough people to even have Rudigar as a special boss. Though, it's like even Janemba, who probably could, doesn't have enough forms. Unless you start adding non-canon forms or something. Or just have him charge up or something. But the thing is, because from what I remember, there was the human version, like he had like orange skin, he had like a hoodie and stuff. The other one was the yellow form, like the big one. And then it's the red Janemba. Because it didn't show up since Battle Z. It's like a lot of people didn't show up since Battle Z. Honestly, even the big Getty Star stage and the big metal cooler that didn't show up either. And I was hoping that would be the case for that game, but it wasn't. And speaking of raid bosses, I'm hearing, it's rumored that Cell Max for Xenoverse 2 is not going to be playable. So very likely he's either going to be either a raid boss. See, he's going to wind up either being fought in a raid, or something tells me, I'm getting this feeling, that he won't be playable in PvP, with the exception of Crystal Raid. Because the same goes for characters like Final Form Mira and Corrupted Zamasu. So at the event, Somax does make an appearance in the game, it's very likely he's going to be a Crystal Raid boss.
Greetings! Welcome to the Citadel of Regzar. Would you be interested in taking on some commissions?
Are there any easy jobs where we can earn loads of Mora for just standing around? Oh, better yet, for just sitting around? That's the kind of task we're interested in now.
We don't currently have any commissions like that. However, I do have some relatively simple requests from residents that will pay several thousand Mora.
Yeah, maximum list pay. Yeah, pretty much. You get it. So like everybody's gonna want to play as him if it's Crystal Ray, since he's gonna be the newest character. I just don't know what kind of moves they would give. Now the reason why I'm saying that is because two things. One, well, first and foremost, I don't want to have to spoil anything from the movie, though everybody already knows about his existence. Everybody who knows about Xenoverse stuff already knows he's coming out. So the cat's out of that bag. As for his moves, again, because people really haven't seen the movie, they wouldn't know what he does yet. Though I do know that if he's going to be in the game, then another part of Gohan and Piccolo are going to be on. Now Piccolo, we already know that. There's a bunch of V-scans and stuff. The only thing I'm going to hate for that is going through parallel quests trying to unlock all his moves, because that's going to make me mad. Because the RNG in that game is trash.
Really? That's all? That isn't nearly enough for
By the way, I did explore grassland and desert land in Genshin. The rainforest and the desert. Yeah, like there's a lot to explore. And another thing, those R&Rs that you see, I think I'm not sure if you're on that particular quest, but you see these like plants with like smiley faces. You have to find, I think, 76 of them in order to get all the treasure chests in a particular area. I'm just giving you a heads up now. Now, I do have all of them marked on my map, so for people who do need help for those type of stuff, I could probably walk to that particular location. Some of them are like some of them you have to use particular world quest items, so you really can't like them until you do particular world quests. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
Ah, I see. Let me think. Spontamod recently initiated a research project on the ley lines and is looking for paid volunteers.
You said, I hope it isn't a babysitting parallel quest. It's very likely it is. I say it because you're probably gonna have to babysit Gohan. You, like, it's like a lot of DLC quests now have you babysitting somebody and they say, keep this amount of health to get to the final, like, boss, which I understand. Sometimes you don't want to have to keep somebody else's health over 50% because they'll have to rush in head first into enemies and lose all their health. One of the harder ones that I'm talking about is the Broly one. We're supposed to babysit him where he's fighting characters like Beerus and Whis. And the easiest way to do that is if you start with Energy Zone and just heal into 100% since he starts off at like half.
There are several researchers in Spontamod who specialize in studying ley lines, so there is a great demand for ley lines data. Researchers often need to enter domains to investigate ley line disorders. They have been understaffed for some time, even after recruiting a good number of their own students. So, now they've turned to recruiting large numbers of volunteers. They offer substantial pay, but they also have strict requirements for the quality of the volunteers. Are you interested? Yes, let's walk through the recruitment process. First of all, are you proficient with one or more types of weapon? Very good. How's your understanding of elements? Are you capable of using elemental powers? Alright, I'll put you down as the Traveler, right? Okay, I finished the registration. I'll be coordinating the necessary supplies and payments for volunteers later. You'll have to find Gafoor for more details about the job. However, he has an important visitor today, so I don't think he'll be in the academia. According to the standard protocol for receiving visitors, he will most likely bring the visitor to the Puspa Cafe. You can go there and talk to him when his time with the visitor has finished.
Okay, let me read this thing. The worst babysitting pillow question is Broly facing off against DBS Broly. It was so frustrating for me. Oh, that one. I think I know what you're talking about. Someone when DBZ Broly goes into places fighting Kale, Kaba, he fights the people like Beerus, he fights himself, Goku, Vegeta. Yeah, he has to give a lot of health and he gets jumped a lot. I hate that one when it comes to babysitting. Early on, when the game everybody already knows, I hated babysitting Jocko when he follows Frieza soldiers and Frieza because he likes to just rush in and get killed. And then the other one I hated when it comes to babysitting is, what's that mission? Oh yeah, that one thing where you're like looking for where you're looking for participants to fight against Hit's universe, where you're supposed to babysit both Goku and Vegeta. And I said because those two are just as stupid, and they like to rush in head first and lose all their health.
He sounded like he was in quite the rush to recruit volunteers when he contacted me, but now he's showing a visitor around. Seriously, who could be so important?
As for some people, when it comes to them being babysitted, sometimes you don't even have to worry about them. Like example, like when you're babysitting Dispo, he has unlimited health. No matter how much health you think he's losing, it's actually unlimited. Like, so there's no point in watching over him. He's just there to pretty much assist you. And then Whis, he has like auto dodging. I gotta go to this guy anyway, so. But yeah, babysitting missions I hate. I more so like doing missions alone. Like even when I'm doing parallel quests, I don't even bring AI, like teammates. But it's just more challenging for me that way.
Do you still remember what the coffee's like here?
Of course. How could I forget? It used to be my go-to drink here. Listen, Gafur. I suppose I should call you Professor Gafur now. We're old acquaintances, so how about we stop beating around the bush, hmm? First you wanted to catch up, and now the coffee. If you have something to say, just say it.
Oh, that's Gafur! He's the one we're searching for. But he seems to be busy talking with someone else. Maybe we should wait for them to finish.
Oh, well, it's nothing really. It's just that ever since you left the academia, our original projects and plans have lost their backbone, so to speak. Cyrus is also disappointed. He's always valued you as a proud disciple. To be honest, it's a real shame that you left the academia, Lisa. With your wisdom and intellect, had you stayed in the academia, you would have become a Herbad by now.
Hold on. That's Lisa! The librarian Lisa! Our Lisa! Paimon heard that Lisa had studied at the academia before, but that was a long time ago. What's Lisa doing here now?
Let's see here. It's just like DBS Broly's gigantic roar against Broly. Yeah, because that move, he not only does he do it out of nowhere, but it's unblockable. And it has such a wide range. So Broly being stupid is likely gonna get hit by that. The only way to really distract him is either using taunt, you have to use Pycon Super Soul, you'd have to use Hercule's ultimate, or you pretty much just have to just keep freezing him in place. But you need to make sure that Broly isn't damaged. Or throughout every single fight you just heal him with Energy Zone. Or the best thing to do, that I do sometimes, either I would do it or I would tell someone else to do it, but I say that they would just wait in the main area or any other area with Broly, so he doesn't fight any of the opponents, so he's able to keep himself healthy throughout the entire match without even throwing a single punch.
If I'm reading the situation right, you're reminiscing about the past to convince me to come back, aren't you?
Well, I heard that you're currently the librarian for the Knights of Favonius in Mondstadt. If you ask me, that's a tragic waste of your talents. Why waste your time and energy on something as trivial as taking care of a library? Your time is much more valuable than that. If you're willing to come back to the academia, I have plenty of projects for you to preside over right away. The academia needs people right now, and some of these projects are quite important.
Yawn. So all this talk is to convince me to come back. I'm guessing Professor Cyrus doesn't know that you're talking to me about this.
As a matter of fact, he has long wanted you to come back and work at the academia.
Is that so? You know, Professor Gafur, it isn't a good idea to lie to people. Our teacher knows exactly why I left the academia after only 2 years. He would never ask me to come back. Giving up my life in Mondstadt and returning to the academia as a Spontamod researcher. The price of seeking wisdom is no longer something I'm willing to pay. So please, don't bother trying to get me to come back.
Wow! So Lisa used to be a Spontamod researcher? Paimon's never heard her mention it before.
Besides, taking care of a library is important work. I've never considered it a waste of my time. Wisdom is hidden in every corner of the world. Never underestimate wisdom, no matter how small it may appear. That's what our teacher always said. A good scholar wouldn't overlook the small details, Gafur. I'm sorry. I'm still not used to calling you Professor. Nevertheless, the underlying meaning of what you just said is simply wrong. And there's one other detail you probably haven't noticed. 2 people have been eavesdropping on us for quite a while now. Is there anything we can help you two with?
Hello, Lisa?
Well, if it isn't you two. Long time no see, cutie. Paimon.
I already knew you were going to call it again.
Excuse me, but what business do you two have here?
Well, actually, we're here to participate in a research project on ley lines for Spontamod. We just finished registering with Effendi.
A research project on ley lines? Oh, darling. You haven't joined the academia, have you?
Right. Effendi told us a research project is looking for paid volunteers. That's what we came to see Gafoor about.
Paid volunteers? Gafoor, is the academia really that understaffed? Or are there projects that insist on the use of outsiders?
No, the paid volunteers are for a conventional project to monitor the ley lines. All operations follow the prescribed safety protocols. We rely on a lot of manpower to collect the data. There's no way around it now. But if only you would agree to come back and preside over some matters, we wouldn't have to go through all this nonsense.
If memory serves me right, collecting ley lines data requires investigators to go deep into domains, which can be dangerous.
We've seen our fair share of combat since leaving Mondstadt. Exploring a domain is like a walk in the park to us.
It's been so long now. I can only imagine what wonderful stories you have to share.
So there's nothing to worry about.
Since you two are here to apply for the project, then please wait a moment while I talk to Lisa.
I'm sorry, Gafoor. My answer is still no.
Aren't you even a little bit interested?
I have never regretted my decision to leave the academia. I don't think that will change in the future.
I thought after all this time you would have a different answer. But you're still as obstinate as ever, Lisa. You've made yourself clear. I'll only make a fool of myself if I keep insisting. In that case, I still have unfinished business to take care of, so I'll take my leave.
I've been
See you at the Darshan reunion in a few days.
I've been squashing bugs with Amelia. Squashing bugs. You must be referring to breakers or
Yes.
something with
Don't
Cell.
worry. I'll be there
Don't
on time.
worry, he's got his share. Like Cell has gotten his fair share of whoopings when I fought him live. My brother can actually vouch for me on that one.
As for you two, please come
Same
see me
thing,
later in the
same thing with
Mount Forest
Frieza.
when you're
Which, by
free.
the way,
We'll need your
he
help
has
with the volunteer work.
like Frieza this week and last week has not been having a great time this year.
Oh, and one last thing, Lisa.
Yes.
I wish you the best of luck in Mondstadt.
Thank you. Well then, cuties. Now that the recruiter is gone, we can sit down and have a good chat. Much has been happening within the academia, and Gafoor is paving the way for his future.
By the way, Lisa, what brought you to Sumeru? Are the nights okay with you being gone?
Of course. Jean gave me an extended paid vacation. It's rare that I get any time off, so I thought to myself, why not go on a trip and relax a little?
You should have just brought Jean with you. She's overworking herself.
I don't know how much of our conversation you heard, but I studied in the Spontamod Darshan at the academia for 2 years. But instead of staying at the academia after graduation, I went back to Mondstadt to become the librarian for the Knights of Favonius.
So that's why you came to Sumeru, right? To walk around and meet with your old friends and teachers.
You'd like to know, wouldn't you? Well, I guess it wouldn't hurt if I told you. After all, it was ages ago.
You just said it was 2 years ago.
If anything, it all boils down to a difference in philosophy. When I first came to the academia, Professor Cyrus really appreciated my work and invited me to participate in several major projects.
Yeah, you ran with books.
But most of those projects ended in failure. To be honest, they went too far trying to achieve
Well,
wisdom
I say,
beyond mortal
well,
understanding, so failure was only to be expected.
I mean, I don't know. Lisa here has a lot of, she has a great memory and can memorize a lot of stuff in the Knights of Favonius library. So, I think she's read her fair share of books already.
I didn't want any part of that lunacy, so I left. Anyway, now that I told you, make sure you keep it between us.
like you've experienced a lot.
I don't wish to return to the academia, even if Professor Cyrus came to ask me personally. Rather than conducting experiments day and night, I'm much more suited for working hours that start after 10 a.m., with regular afternoon tea every day.
Oh, Lisa chose to be a librarian because she doesn't want to deal with hassles all the time.
I prefer to take things at my own pace when it comes to tiring tasks like a job. And besides, being able to take regular vacations is also really important. It's a pity I didn't even have time to visit that child in Gandharvaville yet. Gafur found me just after I arrived in Sumeru. Speaking of which, what about you two? What brings my favorite cuties to Sumeru?
Okay, well, she's too busy calling my characters cute. Also, don't forget, I would say about a week from now, the next character banners will be coming out featuring Hutao and Yelan, Pyro and Hydro. And both of them are super powerful in their own right, though as much as I would like to get them, as I said before, that's not going to be the case.
I see. Even I didn't expect them to be so bent on their pursuit, wanting to even surpass the gods. Sounds like you were involved in some remarkable events again, and I was completely unaware. And to think, you were even able to handle a crisis of that magnitude. Cutie, your abilities are really beyond measure. Having accomplished such a feat, I'm sure you must have a lot on your plate right now. I was actually thinking about inviting you two to walk around Sumeru with me. What a pity. It's very rare for us to meet like this. Oh, then would you like to spend some time with me, darling? That would be wonderful. I plan to spend the next few days visiting around Sumeru City. At the end of my stay, I'll leave from Gandharvaville and return to Mondstadt via Liyue. Who knows? Perhaps we'll bump into each other again in Sumeru City or Gandharvaville. Come to think of it, there's something romantic about such a chance encounter like this. It's like icing on the cake for this little vacation of mine.
Romantic? Calm behind town.
If you see me around, be sure to come and say hello. Otherwise, I might start feeling lonely.
But the horniness with Lisa just never stops in this game. See, just be certain.
I remember. You two agreed to meet Gafur in Mount Teima Forest to talk about the ley lines research job. Feel free to leave if you want to go look for him. As for me, I think I'll spend a little more time at Puspa Cafe.
That's right. So you guys hit him alone. Yeah, see, that I actually do know because, again, like there will be every so often I go over here and I check who's on and stuff. But let me look at something real quick. Yeah, see, 7 days and 1 hour from now is when the next banner comes out, and that will be out for another, I think, 3 weeks. Then after that, version 3.6 is going to be here, and I'm going to be able to get the character I want. No, 3. Yeah. Because again, I like him, but I can wait for a rerun. I already have him at Constellation 1. It was on accident because he showed up early one of the times, because what happened was I wished for him, it wouldn't go, and I got him. So like, okay, that's pretty cool. So I'm going to go ahead and do another 10 pull so I can build pity for the next banner. I say it was after like 1 if not 2 it went gold again and he showed up again. So I'm pretty much good on Shao. I don't need him at C6. I don't know why people would prefer picking Shao over Al-Haytham anyway, but that's them. And as for these weapons, as much as I like these, I prefer a Claymore. I only have one 5-star Claymore right now. It is Ito's. It's not even the blue set from this thing. Which, speaking of, since tomorrow is going to be the 1st of February, this is going to, well, yeah, my shop is going to reset, and I can do a 10 summon on this particular banner because I can get 5 wishes for both this one and this one. Me, Lisa always interacts with you. Yeah, Lisa, like, I, yeah, she does a lot, and she was actually one of the people who I had on my team for a little bit. But when I got official, she kind of took a back seat. It wasn't until later when I saw Lisa was doing high damage, when I was doing a domain and somebody picked her, that I started to pick her up again. She's able to do a lot of damage now, believe me. Because this happened, I think, 3 times now with certain people doing damage that made me pick up the character again. One of them was actually Noelle, despite the fact I didn't really like her starting out, because I just kept getting her. I only had her for a couple of stories and I switched her for Barbara. Barbara's a good healer. She is. She's very good. And if you have her at Constellation 6, it's like every 15, like when your character gets like killed or defeated, Barbara will instantly restore all the health to 100%. Now it only happens every, I think, 15 minutes though. For certain situations it's very useful. The only other person who could do something like that is I think, what's his face? Yeah, Chi-Chi. She's a 5-star character, but you have to use a burst at C6.
There you are. Looks like you two are ready. Very well. Let me inform you of some details. Spontamod has been involved with the ley lines for a long time, and it's imperative that their current is constantly monitored. This research project was also organized to help meet this demand. However, because abnormal fluctuations often occur in Sumeru domains, we must regularly send people deep into various domains to record the situation with the ley lines. Since it's often dangerous inside the domains, we've established a rule of only dispatching personnel with combat capabilities.
And speaking of Barbara, when you just mentioned her, I use her heavily too. It wasn't until I think it was Cookie that that she had taken a back seat. With the exception of sometimes when I use it for Spiral Abyss, because she's very useful there. Now the reason why is because with Cookie, like, not only can I do superconduct damage with Eula, but with the exception of the burst, Cookie actually heals faster and pretty much just as much. Like, she's able to get people to 100% health faster than Barbara could.
It'll be your task to go into the domain and record any ley line anomalies. However, if you encounter any danger, please prioritize your safety.
Remember,
well, those are all the necessary details. When you're ready, you may enter the domain.
Who's Yagero? 3 teams, 3 rounds of combat, 300 points, under different languages. Oh no, I got a bad flashback on this one. Mainly because of that one time I tried to get platinum and I had to do a bunch of runs for breakers. Linked characters. Yeah, there's one. Yeah, it's one of these.
Wherever in this world I...
Just to see how much damage I can do.
Teamwork is tricky. You blade. The fuse is lit.
Winter shall eventually come.
The only thing I need, looking at Young, here's 2 things I need. Number 1, a different weapon. This weapon is good, it increases normal attack and stuff by 32%. Now, while that's all good and dandy and whatnot, the weapon I want with her would either be the Skyward Harp or the Rust Bow. 5-star, 4-star, respectively. Because the Rust Bow, if you get to Refinement Rank 5, you can do up to 80%. But you lose 10% of, like, charged attack or something like that. But Yormir here doesn't really rely on that to do damage. So that's one of her best bows. The only thing I would need is a different power damage bonus for this one. It has much elemental mastery as it has. Everything else is subpar. It didn't buff attack percentage once. It buffed defense flat once and crit rate once. Now this one, if memory serves it correctly, I think it only had 3 stats, and I was hoping it'd be crit damage. That's probably why I kept it, but it became mastery. Now at the event, I do get category 5. That's very similar to this artifact here. Then I no longer need this artifact. I can give her another power damage bonus. Until then, I guess. But for this particular thing, I got 2 certain characters for this one. And now that second blooming is here, we'll go to event details. Okay, so this is pretty much not going to be over the span of like 3 days, I guess. If not 4. It's like a... No, not that. Complete all the challenges. Score a total of 10,000 for all challenges. Oh, okay, total. Okay, that's simple. For a second there, I thought it pretty much said get gold on all challenges. No, it just says like in total get that much. The ruined enemies, okay. You already know we're going for the hardest one. Oh, 4 teams. Okay, that means. Okay, so this team's gonna have. Wait, what? Hold on. Linked. Oh, okay, so 2 teams. So linked one will be off field as well. But yeah, you're definitely gonna be in there. It's gonna be. What do we have? This is weird. This linking system. But at least they'll be in 2 different teams. But yeah, for this particular one, I would also need, based on the stuff they have. Let's take you out of this one. Put Diluc in there. This is a lot to think about. Where's Xiangling? I need Xiangling and a healer. I already have Bennett. Where she go? She disappeared. There we go. Normal attack, and what's the skill damage? Electro damage bonus. I mean, maybe for this one. Mastery increase to 200. Attack 60. Dendro damage bonus. That'll probably be for this one. Let's get this started. Let's try to go for platinum. But yeah, for breakers, yeah, I am looking forward to that because we have, I think, based on the we have 17 days until the next season comes out. Now I'm gonna have to make sure I have enough space by then, but I'm pretty sure when it comes to breakers, it might not be that big on space.
Everybody stick!
As one with wind and cloud. The wind knows me.
Punishment! You can't run! Time for a light show! Huh? I'm going in!
Clouds high. The birds call. Into the wind.
Judgment! Shiver! Fire hazard! Everybody stand! You can't run!
Fallen leaves. Adorn my night. Wind strike.
Oh, dude ran off. Here.
The wind knows me.
Teamwork is dreamwork! Going in!
One with nature. Clouds high. The bird.
Temple of Wisdom.
Crush! Flood of frost! Rack and ruin!
The wind knows me.
Teamwork is dreamwork! Let's light it up! Eye for an eye!
You know that the Fortnite ad, Dragon Ball Super Gohan and Piccolo? Yeah, I'd rather not talk about that. Especially after hearing that just now.
Kamisato. Suiyu.
Out of my way! Our bond is strong!
Make yourselves a move. You're toast. Right, man. Into the pen. Everyone hold hands. Sharing my knowledge. I see everything.
Stand with me!
Boba, get them. Let's change tactics.
I'll settle this!
At the frying pan, into the fire. Eat. This may turn a little. The Temple of Wisdom. Grow, grow, grow.
Like, there you go. How much points I got? Freaking 22k. No, we're getting out of that for sure. I didn't know that grass can beat water. Yeah, it's hyper bloom damage. I just wasn't aware that I would be fighting those particular enemies. If I had known beforehand, I wouldn't have chose Ayato for that particular match. I would have chose D-Loop. But it all worked out in the end anyhow, so it doesn't matter. Wait, 80 Primo Gems. So that would mean 1, 5. That's 400 Primo Gems. Not even including this. So 400 Primo Gems throughout this event. 600 for Spiral Abyss, so that's 1,000 already. Yeah, we getting this weapon for sure. Because my main focus right now is the character. I can probably spare for the weapon as well. And then I have how long? And then I have how much longer for Spiral Abyss? Just as a reminder. 11 hours. Okay. So I got to tomorrow. But yeah, like the grass can pretty much beat anything in this thing. Speaking of, I can actually in the future use Tainari, or call it, depending on what dinner card if I use in that day, to beat the weekly bosses. I don't know who I'll use first. I probably have a couple of practice runs first, and then probably make it a stream. But I never really attempted both with either. And speaking of, I still haven't forgotten about the Traveler one. I'm still working on it because believe me, like I've been doing some attempts off stream, and I still can't find a concrete strategy against one of the bosses.
Time for a light show.
Okay, all I gotta do is hit him once.
Here we go. I'm going in.
One with nature, as one with wind and cloud.
Fire hazard.
Don't be scared.
What the heck did that come from? Oh, you, okay.
Time for a light show.
You just snuck up on me. Where's the last one? You say he just posted a made to art design on Discord. Oh, let me I'm gonna check it out real quick. Okay, this is Goku doing the power dance pose. The first one I actually do like. The second one is also good, except for they added like super dark lines under the eyes. I know, like I do know why, but like both of them are good.
Got
But
nothing
if I
else
had
to
to
do,
choose one,
why don't I tell you a
probably
story?
the first one. Though I do like both of them. Meanwhile, some other Discord servers having an argument. I'm not gonna say what it is or what it is they're talking about, but all I know is all I know is that the entire argument is pointless over there. But yeah, I'll probably try to post some Meitu stuff there as well. I try because I'm able to post as many as I want. And then when it comes to Discord, I can only post not Discord, YouTube. It's like I can only do 5 pictures per community post. And then these ones are easy. I can just gotta give them. Wait a minute, 10 things of jam? Just thought about it. I kind of need the jam though for like the particular like food that I make that involves I think it's razor. But yeah, now that I know that this event has a couple of days and it's like 2,000 per. I could probably wait a few days on this particular event and I can do all of them in one go. So I don't have to keep doing one thing a day. I can just get it all done as a group. Oh, oh, never mind, just 2. For a second, I thought I said like 10. Oh, never mind. I mistook the other one for 10 Smurf roses. That would have been something if I had to give him 10 things of jam. That would have been something. Well, now I know it's just a little bit. Like, I'm trying to be careful where I teleport. Mainly because I don't want to initiate a conversation in Al Haytham's story quest. So that's why I gotta be careful as to where I walk. You see like a little slimy off screen. Yeah, you paid for it too. I'm trying to fight other people. All of a sudden I see some electric slime getting thrown at me. I should probably take out the food for the Dendro Compass now. Just in case there's any treasure chests I might have missed. Okay, none in Sumeru City, but I'm guessing in the desert area is where I'm going to find a couple of them. Now, people already know that at the event I did have extra Primo Gems, whereas I could go for 2 characters instead of just 1. I would actually go for her when she comes out, which is, I say, a week from now. I wanted her the first time and it gave me D-Luke. People already know that though. Like, I feel like if I could rewind time on some aspects or some wishes, I would. And I'm still gonna be here, but I'm not gonna be muted for about 1 minute, so hold on.
Dad, let me hold your dance.
The wind knows me.
Stay put!
Let's light it up!
Don't be scared!
Alright, turn the mic back on. Here's the thing, like, if I'm constantly doing this, if I'm doing this and I do this, then it'll cancel it. That's why I didn't do that. Despite the fact I really don't need to anyhow. I was like, it would reset the counter back to 0. But yeah, in regards to the Mate 2 app, I've just been experimenting on some of the Soul Calibur characters that I have. And speaking of, I am going to get that video in. I've just been trying to get a lot of Breakers content out of the capture gallery first, before I work on Soul Calibur. Because believe me, there was a few last year that made me question life itself. Because some people shouldn't create stuff that, like, bad. And thinking of it now, I would have to find a way to maybe censor some of them. I might have to put like a black dot over some stuff or something, I don't know. All I know is that some people were tripping the whole year, 2022. 2023 rolls around, it really didn't get any better. Like, a lot of people were taking L's this year. And had I actually looked in the creation list of this year for Soul Calibur, I'm pretty sure I would have found at least 10. I just didn't do it because I've been playing Dragon Ball lately. By the way, I've never played Soul Calibur 2. I have played Soul Calibur 2, but it hasn't been for a while. I do remember that they did, I don't want to say remaster it, but they did put it to where there was like online gameplay on the Xbox 360 and I think PlayStation 3. I just never did it. And 1 as well. I don't think I played Soul Calibur 1. If memory serves it correctly, I played Soul Blade, Soul Calibur 2, 4, 5, 6, and Lost Swords.
That's close enough, Ailey.
Stay
Lucky
put!
today.
Ready, go!
One with nature.
Teamwork is dreamwork!
This cloud's high. The birds come.
Fuse is lit!
Get out of here!
You know, I like how she's doing this damage and yet her artifact, I was like, she's not physical and her talents are level 1.
Everybody stand back! Fire hazard!
Meanwhile, you're over here doing effortless damage, and as you can see, that's why I want to have either her attack or crit damage boosted for the other one, because mastery only benefits you if you're trying to do elemental reactions. And here's the thing, when I'm like her, I don't really go for elemental reactions unless I have a character like, let's say, Singsho or Hayato, but even then, I try to add sucrose to boost mastery in the first place, which is exactly why I don't need this particular artifact. I feel like this is a hint, like this artifact is a hindrance on what Yomi could be doing. Same thing with the weapon, as good as it is. But the thing is, her set has her lose some of her like burst meter, which is why she can't 100% benefit from this one, unless of course I do reactions. But yeah, there's a lot of games I have not played, so. And I'm hoping, whether it be Mortal Kombat, Soul Calibur, or Tekken, that they actually do remaster those games and put them on the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. So this way, some games people can actually play online against each other in. Because believe me when I say, there's a couple of games I play on the PS3 or PS2 that I actually wanted, like to actually face people or cooperate with people. Like some of them are older Resident Evil games.
Oh? Oh.
So now all I need to do is just, well, Force Behind is easy, but just do the 3 bounties. And then after that I can get to probably like 33 and like 2/3, I guess, of the way. When it comes to leveling up the battle pass, because once I get level 35 I can get another fragile resin. Because again, when you get there like later in the game, the fragile resin does count. Early on you get them like crazy, because people don't really think to use them. I was like that at one point as well. There's a lot of mistakes and a lot of stuff that wish I could change about the gameplay. Some of them are weapons I should have kept. And I'm hoping when this game not resets, when it updates to version 3.6 or 3.5, whatever it is, I'm hoping that they add more to the Samura region, because there's some more stuff I want to get, and there's some more dangerous surgeons I need to use.
Add as. Thank you for
Again, not doing that particular mission. Like that I'm gonna do off stream. Mushroom. Okay. But yeah, once I'm done with this like bounty, like the next two, I'll probably close it and I'll probably have to upload the two breakers videos. And then I gotta work on another one that happened. Because people play in a, because I don't know, people are just playing in particular ways where the raiders are forced to redeem themselves because of how dumb they look doing some stuff.
Let's light it up!
Don't be scared. Go get it, you guys.
Teamwork is true!
Fallen leaves, adorn my night!
You guys.
Adventures!
Fuse is lit.
And that's why I pulled for Yormir. Now, her first banner when she came out, I didn't have enough for her. The second time I actually did have enough, but it was only after I lost 50-50, I think, when it came to the Shenhe banner. Well, I wound up getting kitchen when that happened. Needless to say, I hated it, but that's what happened. It is what it is, but it was guaranteed. Even this one, where I'm pulling for Dea, this one I had too big a risk because prior to the Alhaitham banner and the other banners, I worked on Yamiko's, and I actually went gold, which basically means that the pity actually could have reset right there had I actually gotten her, but I got Jean. So now, whatever 5-star character I'm getting in a banner is guaranteed, and since I had the premium gems for it, like, stuff is gonna happen. Now, as for the Yelan banner, I don't know who's gonna be the 4 stars in there. I don't know if they're gonna be that much enticing. If they are, then I may do 110 pull. Not sure. It's very likely I won't, mainly because like there's someone else I want just a little bit more. How are your ears doing? My ears are just my ears have been fine. My ears have been fine recently. But thank you for asking. But yeah, my ears have good. I can't speak. Mary's doing just fine. Like it's just usually when I'm in particular parties that my ear like figuratively starts to bleed. I'm not gonna say literally because that's not the case. If that does happen, then I would have to leave that thing immediately. Now, some parties I do join. Sometimes I have to mute a couple of them. As for some people, I just don't really talk to. So, and sometimes for people, like, I know that their voice isn't shared, so I don't have to do anything with that. And then some people in parties are just trolls, so I have to watch out for that. You see, he's still scared in last stream breakers. Like that last breaker's one with my ears, like I don't know. All I know is that recently, like, I really haven't been asked to go on breakers. Maybe waiting for a particular day to do so. I have no clue.
filter quick. Oh, we're not going to make it.
That's not gonna matter, Yobiko. There's no problem at all. Like, these guys are good as done anyway.
I'm going in.
The wind knows me.
Time for a light show.
See? I don't do parties, but it's just you and me in the party chat having fun with that. Yeah, usually me, like, even right now, I'm in a party of one. So this way, I can avoid game chat altogether. Because people in particular games just annoy me in game chat, and I don't feel like hearing their opinion at all about anything. The two prime games are Xenoverse and Call of Duty. I was like, especially when there was this one kid who, I forget how old he was. He had to have been 7 or 8. And I'm like, all I know is that his parents were watching, but he was pretending he was like gay or something like that for the better part of like 40 minutes. And I was in the middle of a match, I really couldn't do anything about it.
Don't be scared.
What? No, I would say, like, it's just that, again, for the most part, I just prefer being in parties alone, because otherwise I have to hear a lot of unnecessary input from people I don't talk to. I said the prime examples were Xenoverse and Call of Duty. Because on one end, we have people camping and thinking that they're super good and yelling at 7-year-old kids when the other person on the other end of the microphone is like 40 or 50. And on the other side, we have a bunch of people justifying mods and thinking that they are deities in that game because they use their money to buy mods. And even then, they still have a hard time finding people who didn't even consider buying those. Which, by the way, is also the same community that they're so sensitive that they try to suspend people's accounts. So yeah, that's that. Now, I haven't really I haven't really heard any instances recently, though it was a thing for a while. I do know it was heavy, like a while back. But for the most part, nowadays, I've just been streaming comfortably, having fun, playing with other people. What is there? Electro resistance, no crap. That's really not even gonna matter. I barely even use cryo in these things anyhow. Even when I use Eula, she's a physical character, despite the fact she has the cryo element. Now, you can build her either way, but physical she does more so on.
Clouds high. The birds.
Fire hazard.
Regret.
That's no 64K more in the books. Okay, because now it's got to accept all the rewards. And then it's got to make 20 items, like in the forging thing, which isn't very hard. It takes 60 seconds.
Yeah.
And plus, I'm doing this particular thing now, so I don't have to do it later, because there's been a couple instances where I waited last minute. It's not that particularly difficult, but well, I don't want to think about the fact that I have to beat them in a particular time crunch because of my own negligence. Then we just gotta go to... Yeah, we'll do it in Leeward. Why not? It's right there. Also, if memory serves me correctly, I'm pretty sure, that TCG thing, should have reset itself as well. If I didn't already do them, of course. It's very likely I didn't do them. I had to check the weekly missions. Yeah, I didn't do it yet. Maybe I'll probably do that on the same stream I do Spiral the Best soon.
Add astra.
This is the wrong place. Like, I just become so used to going over there. After triggering one of these. I wouldn't know who this would be used for based on my characters. There isn't a Dendro Claymore character yet. At the event there is one, that I will very likely put this on the character. Until then, it's not going to happen. I still don't have a bow one yet. Okay, and as for these, I could probably just do this. All these at total will take 15 minutes. But I've gotten this thing, and I can do the card game either tomorrow or the day after. It just depends when I'm on. All I know is that when it shows up, I got 2 weeks to do it, so I'm not in any sort of like rush when it comes to having time. But I've done everything I need to do this stream. After realizing that I only have to do one of those domains, like a day. Again, I can group them all into a single day. Days from now. So that's not going to be too big a problem for me. Especially with the teams I have and some of the trial characters that they give me. So on that I will conclude this particular stream. So I'll be going over to Share Factory editing some more stuff. Likely about Xenoverse and Breakers. Xenoverse is because of the character story that I'm about, I'd say 70% done with. Depends on what other stuff I gotta do. As for Breakers, there's some stuff I need to also take care of and delete. Kinda want to overwhelm myself or forget to delete certain things. Yeah, Lauren, yeah. I also still gotta do a special event on my phone, so it's not even that long. But I just don't want you seeing like a blue screen or just me sitting here while I'm doing stuff on the phone. So if I do begin streaming again later, not sure, depending on how things go, it's very likely it might be Breakers. I'm not forced to do anything. I'm not in any particular like rush. I don't feel pressure or nothing. I can just play it and have a little bit of fun with it. And plus, some of these raiders need to redeem themselves after the 2 videos I'm about to put up. So, I will see you guys then.